Welcome back, everyone, to A Programmer Plays Grime. In our previous episode, we went back a little bit. We climbed up and through some areas that we hadn't been to some areas that we had been in order to sort of round out the map a little bit. So now we're back in the Weeping Cavity, looking at what did we maybe miss. So let's run to the right here a little bit. Actually, yeah. Let's run to the right to start with. Um, we'll pop into here where we fought that first boss. Feels like forever ago. Okay, doesn't look like we can drop or even look down there. Alright, I want to see what's up here. Ah, okay. Very delayed shattering there. Interesting. Okay. This, unfortunately, does not help me at all. So, now let's explore down where we very first started a little bit more. I'm not really expecting to find anything, but, you know, maybe. Alright, so, yeah, down from here. First beacon forever ago. It was interesting, like, looking back at some of the original stuff, because I was so unsure about what the structure of this game was going to be like. No? Starting the game out with, hey, you need to parry everything, I feel like was definitely the right call. It would have been very easy for the game to not do that, and players like me would ignore the parry mechanism. Be a shame. Finger blade. Alright, we were supposed to get that probably forever ago. Resonance. Each swing of the large finger off from the blade, launching it forward. Multiple fingers break off and launch a short distance behind the target. Interesting. Yeah, we're still getting the little tutorial messages. Alright, literally the start of the game. And doesn't seem like we can really do anything. That's unfortunate. but not terribly surprising. All right. Go down here, see what we can find. Let's see what we can find over here. I'm not really expecting much of anything. Yeah, okay. So even with the ability to... Yeah, that's a non-starter. Let's put a marker over here just to help us remember that there's, as of yet, undetermined potential over there. Okay, well this has been maybe a little bit of a wash. By a little bit, I mean a lot of it, but that's okay. I'd rather go back and at least like mark my map that, hey, there was stuff that we forgot to mark at the time, then not go back and wonder. Kinda looks like there's a double jump spot over there. Yeah, in fact, I'm gonna go ahead and mark this as a potential. Like, it looks very double jumpy. Huh. Okay. All right, well. Oh. Base Warriors 2 out of 3. Feels a little wonky doing the same one multiple times, but sometimes that happens. Alright. Where's that little leaper that... Right. Get hoovered up. More nails. There we go, finally. Gosh, and I guess my body from a while ago. Is there anything down that we are particularly interested in? Grab that. More nails. Stay up. Heal. Did do some pretty good damage on me. Do I think that we're done in the ear den? I kind of do. Which feels weird, but... Come on. Okay, just whiffed horribly. Oof. Huh? We'll check and there's nothing there. Alright. I find this area to be pretty suspicious. I also find this area to be pretty suspicious. And basically any big dark area to be pretty suspicious. I don't know. I don't know. All this seems awful suspicious. Why is my controller not working? Hello? There we go. Alright. I may have confused it with my cursor pointing. Mildly unfortunate, but that happens. Alright, let's go over to this save over here. That way if something goes wrong, we'll respawn close to here. Who knows what could go wrong? Certainly not me. it does feel like we're kind of getting back to the need to go deal with the things that we know, the bosses that we know about kind of situation. Like, we could go back onto the Servant's Path, poke around there some more, because there's definitely something going on over here that I was not vibing with. Almost certainly something going on over here. You can see down in the Feaster's Lair. Let's head to the bottom of the Feaster's Lair. So we get there, have an interesting time. Hold up, before we go down there. We're off the path. Oh, right, I'd forgotten about this little spot. Interesting that this isn't on the map. It does make me somewhat less trusting of the map. Okay. I'm pretty sure that there's something below me here. Really? No? Doesn't that look like a secret being hidden? Yes, there we go. Drained shell legs. Okay. Don't know why my PC decided right then to just be like, we are melting, but it sure did. Okay. It looked like maybe there was a gap there. There wasn't, actually. That is one thing about this particular art style. It's fairly easy for things to misread as being significant when they're not. This is the nerve. If we wanted to go back to town, we totally could. Nope, that was not it. I do kind of hate that. kind of hate that too. I ended up in some sort of accidental one-way valve. There we go. That sort of worked. Interesting that that sets me there. Huh. Interesting. All sorts of interesting stuff happening on this particular little jaunt. Need to look up what those ribs do, because we're picking up tons of them. Hold. Okay, we have been in there. See, I do wish the map would just include that stuff. I get why it doesn't, but I wish it would. Alright. We're back to this save point again. A very familiar save point for us. Let's get up to 20 health. Bringing us all the way up to 222. We also have let's see. Oof, Kent 5 is so much. Force regen speed would be super nice because like we're constantly doing that. So let's actually do. I'm just gonna pull the trigger on that. I don't think I'm gonna be mad at any point about having invested in faster force regen. So now I gotta take a closer look at some of this stuff over here. See if we can learn any cool stuff over there. Let's actually do also just look at see what ribs do because we've gotten so friggin' many. 69, nice. Can be thrown to damage foes. Okay, okay. Gotcha. So, front. Hold up, there's a spot over here that I've just never been in. That seems implausible. Huh. Also, just some toxic stuff going on over here that maybe we'll get a gravity suit later. Alright. That actually, I made a joke about that, but that actually feels somewhat plausible that we'll get like a toxin outfit. Alright, let's start with right there, because that right there's a really obvious, hey, there's stuff there and you just don't have it filled in. teeth. Okay. So I'm guessing the reason that I didn't complete here is because this is a one-way wall. I just don't have the capability yet. It might be that bit above us, but that's feeling a little unlikely to me. Oof. Okay. Carbide tooth. Blood metal shard. One-way wall. There we go. Alright, cool. So that's that completed. Does look like there's another thing up there, higher up though. Let's get there this way though. I enjoy these little navigational, like, hey, here's 5 rooms all kind of crammed up on top of each other that have some interesting stuff for you to look at. Oh, let's pop this. Shit. Damn. I was trying to get some distance to pop a heal. Woof. That area should get safer though. I kill those things, so not too worried about it. It does feel a little bit like they're wombo comboing me there. Mostly healed. Climb. Whoa, alright. That one sucked. Alright, good enough. This. Alt lob. why I hit it so early. Goodness gracious me. Pretty sure I've been over here and done everything I can. I'm not sure that this is a smart use of my time. Alright. Well, okay. Or yeah, we've done that, so come on. Fine. Do. The save to replenish our juice. All right. Now down and to the left. Very late on that one. Oh, come on. One way? Woof. That could be from significant distance. Alright, fair enough. Interesting that that's... I'm not convinced that that's intended to be like that. Alright, so... let's go back to the world pillar. Oh. You know what? Let's talk to Shidra again. Just see if he has anything to say. Beyond the barrier lies the Doom worshippers, born of the pale sky. Their kind begins forming inside the sky itself, slowly oozing downwards, fully formed. Disturbed, they sealed themselves off shortly after the establishment of the Carven Order. Ever since, the Carven have been trying to dig the strand out for me and unseal the path, hoping to reunite with their idols on the other side. And I was kind of hoping for more like... I've ordered the Carven to lower the bridge and allow you into the Servant's Pass, as they call it. Cannot assure your safety beyond the gate, though I imagine you would do not judge them. All Stoneborn are inflicted with the old pain, and each one was forced to cope with it in their own way. It is not ideal, but I would choose the Carver's way over that of the Feasters, for example. Though I suppose you may disagree. I was hoping for more like, oh, you should go talk to this person. You seem unupgraded. Alright. So it takes mass to upgrade these, and blood metal splinters. Considering how much I'm still just relying on this, I am tempted to upgrade it just to make it better. I'm also curious about, like, what's the limit. So let's put a little more mass into it. Alright. What about another one? Wow. Does this just keep going? Surely not. I mean, there's probably only so much blood metal shards available in the game. We've put effectively 6 into it so far. More damage, so. The guy up here also said his stuff rotates, so. Oh. You did it. The gate to the servant's path is open again. Finally, you can return to your home and I can be serviced by a perfect like you. What you got? Alright, a bunch of these and one of these. Hold on. I might have misread my stuff earlier. Alright, so 500 per of those. Also just like cool. Interesting. Interesting. Increased mass gain. I mean, that sounds pretty useful for like farming purposes. Hold on to our mass for now. Nope, nope, nope. See what else is up here. Secrets? Ooh. Nope, that was not the move. Okay, there's definitely some like platforming bits going on here. I don't think I can make it there with my current platforming set. Super interesting that we're getting all of these materials like this. I did see like a climbable thing up there. Right here-ish. Shit. lack of double jump is killing me. I would not be surprised if it's in this game. Just, you know, right around the corner, essentially. So, let's... Drop a thing. A little bit more of the world filled in, which is interesting. Need more platforming abilities. And while this thing is going, I don't have the option to, like, do stuff with it. Like, it basically turns off the character controller. So I've not yet thought of a way that I can deal with that. Alright, last time we were in here, we kind of got our butts handed to us, so maybe that's not the smart move. I mean, really, we should probably go deal with this guy. He's right there. We've almost certainly got the necessary tools. We just gotta, like, do it. Another 1600 and we can level up. Do we have... Yeah, we got one of these we could pop. And then one of these to bring us over the finish line. I'm thinking... Oh, hello. Huh. Put a little bit more into strength. Doing a lot of smacking stuff. You know that's going to happen a lot in this fight. Why not? And we've gotten a fair number of weapons that do require pretty high strength, so... Alright, wake up. Oh. I did not realize that I could interrupt their rolling like that. Oh. Phase 2? No, just Great Prairie Crushed. Whew. Alright, well, we trivialized that this time. With the discovery, hey, you can absorb the rolling attack. What are you gonna be? Double jump. Beat the flower heart. Hold B to continue to dash into a sprint. Nothing escapes. Aha! Cool. The drain on that's not bad. Ah, and that's how we get through those. I do appreciate when a game like puts the thing that you use an ability for in the room that you need to go through. That's the good stuff. Alright, we just killed that enemy. Let's pop, I guess, 3 of those in order. We did get a lot of mass from killing that enemy, so we're going to use that to level ourselves up. More force, I think. Next one at 3800. Or actually 3817, but you know. Well, this is great. Having that as an option will really open things up for us. I mean, it won't really, but I will use it a lot. Probably. I mean, y'all have seen I do be triple dashing constantly. Because I believe that once we go down here and then take a right, we had the spot that we couldn't get through. I can't believe that I just sort of handled that enemy so easily, that great hunt, so trivially after having struggled with it so badly before. Okay, so there's that. Ah, dang, was it actually in childbed that I needed to go? Might have been. I think it was. Dang it. Back up. Nope, that ain't it. Alright, so I must be misremembering. Where was it? It must have been... It was okay, if I remember correctly, it was over here, but then like up and to the right. Dang it. Back and forth. I should have marked it. Kind of the refrain of every Metroidvania playthrough. Just like, I don't know why I didn't mark that. wanted to kill that blue lightning enemy because it has a tendency to keep attacking you even after you've done the thing. Alright, still can't make that jump. I'm not surprised by it, just saddens me. Can't climb up there. There we go. Alright, so if I remember correctly, it was right up here. Yes. Alright. Very nearly ran out of time on that one. Spine sword. Well, that sounds cool. It needs more strength, but just a little bit. And more resonance, which is a surprise. This thing very demanding. Slow, but weapon power of 44. Wow. Alright. I see the one-way wall there. Finally. That's huge. And finally see what we're dang doing. Yep, and that pretty precisely maps to my mental model. I'm a little surprised that Childbed's map is so large. Like, all the way down here, all the way up to here. Like, that's a very long way. All right. So now we need to start making some choices about where else to explore. I mean, the obvious answer is go kill the boss that's up and to the left. And I probably should do that. Like, that really is the logical choice. Oh, nope, can't do that. Maybe that's next video, is me struggle bussing against that particular boss. Oof. Well, we're not doing great, I'll tell you that. Can't quite make that jump. not climbable. Worth checking. Alright, let's climb up to the save point here. I mean, truth to be told, we haven't improved all that much since we last saw that boss. Oh, that's not it. Like, we haven't gotten terribly many power-ups or anything like that. We have upgraded our sword a few times, and we've got more health overall, but I keep forgetting about his second attack. I think I'd have learned that by now. Yeah, I kind of think the game is starting to tighten down. Like, obviously, there's the bit that we saw at the very beginning of this episode, way over here. I suspect that this we could bypass with the running, but I don't know that. I really think might be able to clear that with a little bit of platform tomfoolery, but I don't know that that's really going to happen. Alright, we'll give this guy one shot, and then we'll call the episode. Forgot about that. Jet. Immediately dead on phase 2. Alright. That's where the next episode will start. We don't need to attempt that on this episode because we're at an hour. So thank you guys very much for watching. I appreciate you being here, and I'll see you for the suffering next time. Bye.